Wow, so my predecessor isn't even here, and she's still a tough act to follow. That's very impressive. Unlike Chrissy, my work focuses on only one planet, but I'm biased, but I think it's a good one. I think it's important, and I think we need to keep it that way. So I love UAB, and I'm not just saying that. This pin right here is actually proof. I literally got this about 10 minutes before we came into this room, because you have a very good operation here. As I came in the door, I was looking at the wall of the lifetime members of the National Alumni Society, and someone asked me if I wanted to join. I am a member of the National Alumni Society, but I renew on an annual basis, and they said, well, you can save a lot of time and just become a lifetime member. So I got this pin, and more importantly, I actually became a member of that just now, and I recommend it for everyone. So I really do love UAB. The person, that, and especially the College of Arts and Sciences, the person that I love more than anyone else in the world, my wife, Elizabeth Scribner, is actually in the math department here. And that really speaks to the incredible breadth of this college. I mean, everything from public administration to math and art and everything in between. It's amazing. She's working on her PhD in math, and she's also a teacher there, and got her master's in math at this great school as well. And my kids, my 3 kids, are all huge fans of UAB, particularly of the mascot Blaze. Whenever we go to sports events, we watch the game, and the kids entirely watch Blaze the entire time. And Blaze is a really good sport. Blaze takes the time to take a picture with every single kid, whether it's in the stadium or the arena. He really knows. And so we've got some great pictures with Blaze. But it's really, it's interesting for me personally to receive an award in this room in particular, because I have some history with this room on a very diverse scale. Most recently, like Janice said, I was on the reaccreditation committee for the NPA Alumni Association, and I'm proud to say that we passed with flying colors. In fact, we got the top possible national score. Is that right, Dr. Hawk? Okay, because I'm glad that's right, because I don't want to spread any alternative facts. So that was thank you. But on a very different level, as the executive director of Black Warrior Riverkeeper, I also interacted with this room, or this building really, on that street corner over there a few years ago, as the leader of a massive protest against the Shepherd Bend mine, which is a major threat to Birmingham's water quality, that the UA system trustees were meeting in this room and thinking about potentially moving forward with that. I'm pleased to say that mine has still not moved forward, but it's just interesting to have kind of insider and literally outsider rapport with this room. But I really do love UAB, and as executive director of Black Warrior Riverkeeper, I just wanted to explain a couple things about what we do for the sake of public health, wildlife habitat, and recreation. This is actually our 15th anniversary. We were founded in 2001 right here in Birmingham, Alabama. But we're an independent, autonomous organization within the International Waterkeeper Alliance. And that movement actually celebrates its 50th anniversary today. So it started on the Hudson River in New York City, which is incidentally where I'm from. And fishermen, both commercial and recreational and military veterans, started Hudson Riverkeeper because the Hudson had become too polluted for them to pursue their livelihood of commercial fishing, or just to have a nice life on the river. And they did such a good job of cleaning up my hometown river in New York that people all around the world, from Long Island Sound to San Francisco Bay to Chattahoochee River in Atlanta, started contacting them and saying, how do we start this on our own river? And so Hudson Riverkeeper taught them how to do that, but not in a sort of colonial structure where we're going to plant chapters around the country. Rather, it was a grassroots movement wherever it started. So now, today, there are over 300 waterkeeper programs all across the world, on every continent except for Antarctica. But some of you may have seen that our renowned biology professor here at UAB, Jim McClintock, was actually dressed in full UAB football regalia in Antarctica yesterday for a photo shoot. And so I think he's got that covered. So basically, I think every continent is well protected. So I had great passion for the waterkeeper movement because growing up in New York, I knew that they had protected my hometown river so well. While I was in college at Princeton with my now wife, Elizabeth, who was my girlfriend at the time, she said, you know, you're so passionate about the Hudson Riverkeeper. I think there's a new one in my hometown called Black Warrior Riverkeeper. much about them. Maybe you should look into that. So I started to get to know them. It also simultaneously became increasingly clear that I would get married to Elizabeth after college. And so they offered me a job after I applied as Director of Development. And again, so passionate about the cause, so passionate about the Waterkeeper model, but it became quickly clear that even though I had studied environmental studies at Princeton, that's different from knowing how to run an organization. You can know about the issues and you can be passionate about the issues, but that's very different from running what really is a business. A nonprofit organization is yes, a charity, but it's also a business. So in 2010, when I became the executive director, I started looking into, okay, how do I learn how to actually run an organization? Because this is different and this is important. We're protecting public health for 1 million people and wildlife habitat for even more critters. So I started looking into the graduate certificate in nonprofit management, which y'all have at UAB. And I started taking those courses, and immediately a couple of things dawned on me. One was good, said I'm learning a lot in these courses. And one was bad because I kept realizing this thing that I'm learning in this class, whether it's an advocacy tactic or an organizational management skill, we're not doing this at Black Warrior Riverkeeper right now. So I would come back to work and implement it, and we just kept getting better and better. So as I got through those 4 courses for the certificate, I realized I'm going to stick with this and I'm going to get the MPA. And the MPA has really helped me, not only in the connections I've gotten, but really knowing how to run the organization effectively, because we preach sustainability in terms of the community, but we have to be sustainable as an organization. And so learning the skills to run that have been invaluable. So I'm proud of my certificate here, and I'm proud of my MPA degree, but it was actually the process and the knowledge gained in that process that have been of the greatest value. And so when we say in our tagline here, knowledge that will change our world, that will change your world. That is a very valid statement. And so I just want to thank you all very much. God bless you all, and go Blazers.